Hi everybody, welcome to A&P2. I'm hoping this short introduction will tell you how to kind of get started in the class. So when you log into MCC, you should see a background like this, the apps dashboard. You can get to OneDrive, Teams, your email through Outlook here, and of course Canvas. So when you click on Canvas, you should get to your dashboard, and on your dashboard should be our class, as well as any other class you're taking, and probably a student resource class that gives you all kinds of information about tech help and how to use Canvas and Teams, so use that if you need that kind of help. Up in the upper left on the green bar is your account, and that's where you go to change your notifications. So make sure you're getting my announcements. You can go there and click to tell it to send it to your text or to your email, however you want to get that information. So when you click into our class, okay, it should look like this, and the announcements, the latest two announcements are up there. If you want to see all the announcements, click on announcements and you'll be able to read all the way back to when I started doing it for this class. The first module, there's an answers to everything page. Kind of gives you a brief little description of things like what the textbook is and where the syllabus is, which of course is over here under simple syllabus. But don't be afraid to check that out for some frequently asked questions, extra credit, cheating policy, withdrawal policy, that kind of stuff. Each module is set up the same way, and I'm going to kind of give you an idea of what you should be doing as you go through to learn this information. There are 7 goals in A&P2, starting with the endocrine system. Each one is a body system. You can go as fast as you want, so you can work ahead, but you do need to adhere to the due dates. So the endocrine system is the first one, and everything is due by June 6th. So you have about a week to work on the endocrine system. There's 5 steps. So the first one is the lectures. And you're going to want to listen to the lectures and watch them. And the easiest thing to do is take notes while you listen to them. And you can use this outline to take notes in. It's a Word document. You can download it on your computer and take notes electronically as you listen and watch the lectures, or you can print it out and take notes. There is space there for you to take notes. What's in the outline are all the words from the PowerPoint. There are 3 PowerPoint lectures for Goal 1. Module 1, Module 2, Module 3. You can look at just the PowerPoint, or you can listen to the PowerPoint, or watch the PowerPoint and listen. And again, you're going to need to listen because all the words are not on the PowerPoint that you need to know. The PowerPoint's just the outline. There's also pictures and sometimes links to things in the PowerPoints if you want extra information. And to do that, to click on the links, you're going to need to look at the original PowerPoint. So if you click on the PowerPoint, you can see what they look like, but if you download it and open it, what you can see is the notes page version. So you can see the notes under each one. So for example, slide number 18 or number 10 here, if you look in this version down here, you can see some of the notes that I wrote. This is pretty much what I say. Anyway, that's an option of looking at the PowerPoints that way. So we're going to go back to the modules. So step 1, again, listen to the lectures. Step 2, read. And I know nobody reads the textbook, and it is much easier to read it after you've listened to the PowerPoints. You kind of skim through and get the information that you might have missed or want a little more detail. These are in Word. They are modified from the original OpenStax free textbook. You can get the original, the whole thing. It's like 1,000 pages long, and you can download it for free or print it out or have Amazon print it. But these Word documents are just the endocrine chapter, so each module has its own little textbook for it. They are in Word, so you can open up and have it read to you if you'd like to do that. Another way to get the reading information is to click on the lesson. I basically took the reading information or the textbook and put it in this document that's a little more interactive. This is literally straight from the textbook with some of the picture or with all the pictures and then little activities. So the first one is the anatomy, and you just drop and drag and if you put it in the wrong spot, it'll bounce off. Okay, so it's a good way to practice and do more than just sit and read. Anyway, totally up to you whether you want to use this or not. It's all the information for the class. And sometimes there's embedded videos. It's another way to get the textbook. All right, so we go back to course modules here. You have now listened to the PowerPoints. Maybe you've done some reading. Then you need to do the labs. You should have a lab book and lab kit if you haven't picked one up. Look at the announcements, contact Ryan or me to try to make sure you get one of those, because you absolutely need the lab book and the lab equipment in order to do these labs. There are 2 labs for Goal 1, the endocrine physiology lab, and you need these lab sheets in order to do it. Basically, you're looking at which rat got which hormone. And there is a lab about caffeine, and you need to buy yourself or get yourself a source of caffeine, like a cup of coffee, and measure heart rate. And that information for that lab is actually posted. You're going to post it in Teams. So here's what the team screen looks like. This is what our team looks like. When you open it up, you'll see the posts. If you click on files up here, there's 3 different files you're going to be adding data to throughout the semester. The first one is HR data for the caffeine lab. And when you go there, you're going to put in your information. It looked like Michaela, Alex, Michelle, and Callista have already done that. So they consumed some caffeine and they measured their heart rate every 5 minutes for 20 minutes, and this is our averages so far. All right, so all the information you need to do the labs. There's a little recording on how to do the first lab. There's a recording about the scientific method, because that's part of this lab, is learning a little bit about the scientific method. There's some quizzes and some assignments. There's 2 quizzes and the HR data associated with the labs. So don't wait until June 6th to get this done. There's a lot of lab stuff to do for this. Step 4, you've read, you've done the PowerPoint, you've done the labs, you think you're ready to take the test. There's a practice test right here. You can do it as many times as you want. If you do poorly on it, you need to go back and study some more. There are 2 study sheets. I printed these out for you. They're in your lab kit. I would highly recommend having those filled out, because even though the test is timed, there's no lockdown browser. You can have your books and notes open while you take the test. There is not time to look everything up. You absolutely need to study for these tests before you open up the test and take it. But you can have your notes, if you have them organized, to quickly look something up, or have that list of hormones and what they do, for example, this hormone study sheet. Have that stuff ready so that after you've finished all the questions on the test, you can go back, if you have time left over, and check those questions you might not have known the answer to. You can flag them as you go through. The other assignments, there's always a lab quiz, and those usually are not timed, or if they are, you have a lot more time, because there'll be essay questions on those, or things you might have to write out. These are based on the labs that you did up here. There's questions about the caffeine lab, and there's a little bit of information about hormone action. The scenario is a diagnostic tool. It's more thinking, trying to figure out what the person has based on the hints that and what the patient tells you. You can use Google, you can use your notes. I highly recommend doing them together with a pal. Find a study group and get together and do them via Teams. Remember, if you click on people over here, the contact information for each person is there. So use your friends. Do it as a group. And remember, you can always email me if you have a question, if you need more time on something, you need an extra day. If I know ahead of time, I will be glad to let you do that. But this class is in double time, so try not to get behind. Again, email me anytime you have a problem. And good luck!